Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the webinar, which is a knowledge sharing session. Belden presents Charting the Future of Material Handling, Connected, Automated, and Scalable. This is powered by Pro Manufacturing Media, Pro MFG Media. Brief introduction of myself. I am Manish Kulkarni, co-founder and director of Pro MFG Media. We are a publishing media and consulting organization focused on manufacturing industry. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you all to this very interesting webinar on a topic which is going to shape the future of logistics and material handling and warehousing in India. And we have with us the experts from different organizations who are stakeholders to this topic of warehousing and material handling and logistics. As India is moving towards the $5 trillion economy by 2030, and if you look at the composition of that, manufacturing would constitute 20-25%. So that's 1 trillion. That is the aim, what we are actually looking at. But within that, if you look at the national logistics policy, which the latest national logistics policy, which actually aims to reduce the cost of logistics in India and warehousing, 3PL warehousing and transportation, it actually is very important in terms of the component of the entire logistics. Currently, the Indian warehousing market is valued at about $60 billion, and it is actually significantly projected to growth at a very high rate of over 15-16% CAGR over the next 4 to 5 years. When we speak of logistics, warehousing, and warehouse automation, the technology which is actually impacting all this is also something which we will focus on during our discussions on how digitalization and automation is impacting the logistics and warehousing. Towards the end of this webinar, there is a good news for all the participants. We are going to have a lucky draw contest, and randomly at the back end, the system will choose lucky draw winners who remain till the end, and we will announce the names of those at the end when the lucky draw results are announced, and we'll give some exciting prizes to the winners. With this, the webinar agenda is such that after me, I'll introduce Mayur from Belden to present a very interesting, insightful presentation on the technology and trends and how it is shaping. And then followed by, there will be a panel discussion, which I'll be facilitating or moderating with 4 of the senior industry leaders we have from different organizations. So we will pick their brains. If you have any questions for after Mayur's presentation or also during my discussions with the panelists, you're most welcome to post those questions in the Q&A box, and we will pick up selected questions for the panelists to answer them, right? So I'm really excited to and looking forward to this session. May I request Mayur, who is with Belden since 2023, and he is a digital consultant, and he is having very rich background of having worked in the industry. So may I request Mayur to please share your screen and start your presentation.
Definitely. Thank you, Manish, for the opportunity. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So, yeah. Good evening. I would welcome you to this webinar. I am Mayur, as Manish introduced me, and I am digital automation consultant associated with Belden since 2023, a total of 12 years of experience in automation industry. Today, I would be delving into Belden's solutions, which are next generation warehouse material handling solution. Before we jumped into the solutions which Belden provide for material handling, I would just take you to brief about Belden, who we are. So Belden is 120 plus years old company, and we believe in making better connection to tell untold to unlock untold possibilities. We provide world best in class products, software, and services which integrated together to optimize your data and infrastructure. We operate across 12 key verticals, solving your business, helping businesses solve their challenges. Today, if you see the industrial landscape and the business landscape, there are very complex network infrastructure, which poses challenge for connectivity and scalability. That there are data available, but these data are fragmented, available in silos, which in turn delay the decision making processes. And obviously, the lack of labor and skilled labor in the industry, which hampers the efficiency and automation need. So Belden not only just provide the network infrastructure for seamless fetching of your data, but also provides you a unified access layer where you can get all your data, siloed data in one platform, which is in a secure way. So, what differentiates us from the player in the market is that we provide end-to-end solution to optimize your network as well as data infrastructure. Belden is present across the globe. In India, we have presence. We have two manufacturing facility, and we have plant in APAC in China and across the North Americas and Europe region. If I specifically talk about building presence in India, so we have, like I said before, we have two manufacturing uh, uh, plant in Pune, which we are expanding, which is due to be launched this year, and then we have a facility, broadband facility in Kochi. Apart from the manufacturing facility, we have 24/7 tech support, Belden tech support in India, engineering center, world-class R&D center, and obviously the Bangalore Customer Innovation Center, which we call CIC, which is the technical hub for Belden, where we conduct workshops, proof of concept, and we have labs uh, uh, for validation of our solution. So now, if I talk about material handling market, so what are the different trends which we are observing in the market, and what are the different challenges which Belden intends to solve in this market? So if we look with the rapid growth of online consumption and obviously the logistics and business growing, there's a huge trend going on into optimizing the inventory in warehouses. Lots of automation is coming up for loading, unloading, and managing the floor spaces. We all are aware of the AI race, AI boom, which is going on in the world. So warehouse market is also not left behind. There is more and more cloud integration with AI and ML going on in the market, and obviously the demand to make the data, the edge computing processability available at the edge. So more and more connected warehouses are coming with centralized control, obviously coupled by edge computing. So these are the different trends which we are observing in the market, and we expect the market is expected to grow at a rate of 10.7% to 48.1 billion in warehouse automation by 2027. So there's a huge opportunity and a lot of challenges to tackle in the market. So Belden as a company, we serve two different sets of customer in the same industry. We directly deal with end customer, which are like a warehousing companies, which operate in the space of e-commerce, retail, fashion, healthcare, food and beverages. So these are the companies which are where distribution warehouse is very centric to their operations, which drive the efficiency and cost. And obviously, Belden have also serves the automation and digitization providers, the system integrators, the warehouse management system provider, the AGV manufacturer, in helping their network and connectivity needs, and we co-develop the solutions for the end customer. So, what are the challenges which we are observing in the market these days? There are lots of labor shortages in this industry, skills which can implement and maintain those automated systems. Now, safety becomes a very critical aspect in a warehouse with lots of high rises, racks, obviously robots and cobots operating. So there are very safety protocols, and those protocols needs to be integrated with the warehouse management system. There are different islands of automation. Some machines are connected, some machines are not connected, which creates a lots of complexity, lots of manual intervention in the whole ecosystem of material handling. Now, wherever there is a lot of there is already established connectivity, but there are always system disconnections for unknown reasons, which leads to unexpected shutdowns. There is roaming delay. When the AGVs moves, they lose their connection in the network. And obviously the problem of network integration to connect these disparate sources together in a central location so that your warehouse management and enterprise system can work. So these are the different challenges observed in the automation of a material handling industry, and Belden solves those challenges. So how? For a next gen warehouse, Beldens have a unique solution proposition, which are divided into network solutions as well as data solutions. So in network solutions, we provide scalable network infrastructure. We provide real-time connectivity for your mobile assets. So your mobile assets, your AGVs, which are moving in a metallic environment with racks and all, we provide the wireless connectivity infrastructure, very seamless infrastructure. We do understand that warehouse are operating at a very harsh condition with lots of dust and uh, moisture available. So we provide our devices which are waterproof and dust proof. We do provide remote monitoring and control so that you can manage your warehouse remotely. And then obviously multi-site connectivity where different warehouse connects together to share their data and to be controlled by a central location. These were the solutions which we provide for the network solution part. Now, network is built so that data can communicate over the network. So Belden provides you real-time analytics of your asset, real-time network analytics so that you have complete visibility of your network in terms of metrics, performance metrics. Any anomaly in the network, any threats in the network is continuously being detected with our remote anomaly detection solutions. And obviously, we provide connectivity of your sensors, of your assets, be it be any controllers to cloud. We have a unified namespace data solutions which connects to all of your disparate asset and create a central data lake. And with that, we also provide the collaborative robots connectivity, starting from connectors, wires, everything in one portfolio. And we do it in a cyber secure way with end-to-end service execution for your automation need. So, like I said, if I have to pictorial you depict you how Belden connects all layers of your warehouse. So we have I/O modules which connects to your sensors and assets. We have ruggedized switch which connects to your controller system, and obviously on top lies the Belden Horizon data platform, which provides the contextualization of your data, which allows you to remotely provision your application into your uh, application onto your different subsystems, and then anomaly detections, and obviously integration with your warehouse management system. So this complete end-to-end your journey for warehouse automation, Belden provides network solution as well as data solutions. So, what are the key four parameters which we help the industry? We provide you seamless machine integration in a reliable way. We improve your network resilience so that your downtimes are minimized, your efficiency is increased, and we provide access to your real time data analytics, all with a unique solution proposing with proof of concept and testing infrastructure available. So Belden has worked a lot in this industry, in material handling industry. I will be sharing you just a gist of a case study, and then office definitely after this meeting you can ping. We can definitely have a discussion on different case studies which we have solved. So basically, the major challenges which I have discussed before, what the industries face is network disruption, which hampers the efficiency throughput, hurdles in implementing safety protocols, and performance limits hindering the cutting edge operation. So Belden provides you. We have executed different projects with different material handling vendors. So where the revenue increase ROI is like in 1.5 years, which we give boost to the productivity with 10 to 15% in your processing rate, in your pick rate, and 99% reduction in your network disconnections. All this is happening with our cutting edge technologies and solutions in wireless as well as wired infrastructure. which gives you roaming time with less than 10 to 15 milliseconds, capable of handling 400 plus robots or control system, and zero touch provisioning for your deployment of all the program and all the controls from a central location. This all is achieved through our Customer Innovation Center. Customer Innovation Center is our technical hub where we conduct technical workshop, where we conduct proof of concept. We have labs. We also train our customers on the upcoming aspects of network, and we have a tech support and network assessment services with our Customer Innovation Center located in Bangalore. So that's a brief about Belden, its solution in the material handling in the industry. So if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out and put up in the chat box, or you can reach out to me at my email ID, mayu.jan@belden.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayur. Thank you so much for your crisp presentation, but with full of insights. You touched upon not only as a connection solutions partner, what Belden does for the industry, but also you listed down some challenges. So that actually sets the context for our next segment of this webinar, which is the interactive panel discussion with our industry leaders who have joined from four different organizations. So I am extremely pleased to read out their names. And I would request all of them to please switch on their cameras. And the first name is Mr. Anil Saharan from Falcon Autotech. Then we have Mr. Yogesh Pasrija from Toyota Material Handling. We also have Mr. Rajesh Krishnamurthy from Grey Orange. And we have a very senior person from Belden, Dharmendra Tomar, who is also on the panel as a thought leader. So we have these four industry thought leaders who have a very rich experience. And I would request, starting with Anilji, to briefly introduce in 30 to 60 seconds about themselves, their current role and experience. And then we will go from Anilji to Rajesh, and then Yogeshji and Dharmendra.
Thanks, Manishi. So my name is Anil Saharan. I am working with Falcon Autotech as a research and development head. And Falcon Autotech is a global intralogistics automation solution company with over 15 years of rich experience. And we are into different industries: e-commerce, CP, fashion, food, FMCG, auto, and starting from the design to manufacture, supply chain, and the installation, everything is done under the Falcon for the world-class warehouse automation solutions globally. Currently, we have our presence in 6 continents, and it is my pleasure to be here.
It is
Share our experience with all of you. So with a strong focus on the scalable material handling technology, I have been instrumental in deploying different warehouse automation solution systems and integrating them seamlessly with the high density and metal rich warehouse environments.
nice. Great to have you, Anilji. Yeah. Rajeshji?
Yeah, good evening to all. Thanks, Manishi, for giving this opportunity. So my name is Krishnamurthy Rajesh, and I'm basically a techno business leader, having spent more than 20 years of experience or expertise in different field or different industries, starting from FMCG to manufacturing to robotics to consulting. So currently, I'm associated with autonomous robots and AI-based warehousing solution company. Prior to that, I have experience of setting up large manufacturing units as part of the ITC and integrating it with SAP and so on and so forth. I also had a good stint working in a financial companies, like I was part of the ICRA, then I was also part of Oryx Auto Infrastructure Services, which is a Japanese MNC. So, and also I have set up a consulting practice in Industry 4.0. So, given this scenario, now the world is moving towards completely not only paperless but interconnected way. So, I think this is one of the most forward-looking area or topic where if India needs to target for a multi-trillion economy, so this is one of the area where everyone need to come together and see what best we can do to make that happen. So, I'm happy to be here to learn and understand more on this subject. Thank you.
Well said, and great to have you, Rajesh ji. Yogesh ji?
Thanks, Manish. Hello, everyone. I'm Yogesh Pasija. I'm leading IT department at Toyota Material Handling India. Toyota Material Handling is basically part of Toyota Industries Corporation Japan, and we offer different material handling equipments in India as a part of Toyota Material Handling India Group. And I had a professional journey of more than 2 decades in different industries, starting from IT, then to manufacturing, then supply chain management, sales and distribution. I'm excited to be part of this conversation and learn from my co-panelists. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And last but not the least, Dharmendra ji.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Manish ji, for giving me the opportunity to add in this forum for interacting with these industry leaders. So just quickly, introduction part. I am leading the business development function for Belden, India, and responsible for the India and the SAARC region. And being my personal professional journey as such, so I'm in the industry for last 24 years, and prior to Belden I worked with Andrew Yule and Company. It's a PSU organization for working with the mainly the transport organization, primarily the Indian Railways and other highways projects wherever automation happened, right, uh, in 2001 to 2006. Thereafter, I joined General Electric, and of course, I was leading their energy automation solutions for the APEC region for power transmission, distribution, generation, and other infrastructure projects. Thereafter, I worked with Tata Group for 1 decade almost, where I set up one business focused on the Internet of Things. Might be you are aware, because you are a technologist. In 2014, there was a wave came up on IoT that was initiated by the Jeff Immelt from GE, right? So that has taken up in almost in the last 10 year. You can see a lot of things have been happened on the IoT side. So IoT, you can say, or industrial IoT, you can say, and top layer of that is the analytics and the machine learning. So with that kind of experience, I am now leading the BD side of for the Belden, and as Mayur, my colleague, briefed about the Belden. It's a great legacy of 120 years, and it's continuously innovating, adding new solutions, new products, and we have a global presence operating in all the countries and having more than 30 factories located globally. And we have a CIC center developed in India to serve the Indian market, where we innovate with our customers and co-create the solutions. And we are highly, focused on the this logistics and warehousing solutions for the India.
Yeah.
So that's yeah.
Thank you so much, Dharmendra ji. And when Mayur was presenting, of course, we got an insight into the challenges and the trends which are driving this warehouse automation. And if the audience has any questions for the panelists, I request them to please uh, post them in the Q&A box. But I'll start with a set of questions to the panelists. And starting with Anilji and Dharmendra, you can also touch base on on this topic after Anilji's deliberation. Is what is driving the urgent need for warehouse automation in the industry?
Yeah, Manish, thanks for the question. As we everybody know, there is a war in Q-commerce nowadays. Delivery in 5 minutes, 10 minutes is now the norms in the urban market. And we know we had Zepto, Blinkit, Instamart, and now Flipkart minutes also started. And soon you will see I would say within 1 year, Big Basket, Amazon, they will also start 5-10 minutes. So it, this was the Q-commerce. Even if you will talk about the e-commerce, uh, same day or the next day shipping are the norms now. So e-commerce giants, we know Amazon, Flipkart, they have set the standards, and any new company when enter into this area, they will have to meet it. And how these things are coming now. One time it was like it's okay, the next day delivery, it's okay. But now the rising customer expectations for the speed is the need of the hour, and that is one of the factor which is driving this warehouse automation. Second, the high order volumes. Nowadays, a small thing we are looking to order online. So with the low value orders and with the say 1 or 2 items per order, it becomes high order volumes for these companies. And manual processing of such orders, it's inefficient and it will lead to high cost. So the automation systems like the ASRS systems, goods to person picking, the sorters, or the mobile robots, these are the ways how you can optimize handling. That's the another need of the warehouse automation. Third, labor shortage is one, but I would not say in India there is a labor shortage. But yes, there is a labor shortage, especially for the night shift or the remote locations. I have been met with many of the operation guys where when we discuss and I came to know like for the remote locations, the people are really not ready to join their companies. And for the night shift, they have to give lot of allowance, especially for the seasons or the Diwalis or the end of the sales where they have high volumes. So they have to burn a lot of cash just to hold these labors. So this is the biggest problem for them. And definitely the wages are rising. We know in Delhi how the wages are going on. And definitely over the period of time, these will keep on increasing. And there is no 24/7 availability with the manpower. Definitely automation will give with the consistent performance. So this is another need of a driving force for the automated warehouse. Next is the need for accuracy and reduce returns. So returns was really a problem at one point of time, but with the automation, now these companies are handling returns very efficiently. Uh, if you remember, there was days when if we apply for the returns, it was easy for this company to say like keep the item and they refund. But now that time has gone because their returns are easy with the automation. And in Q-commerce, delivering the expired food items is really very dangerous because it comes under IPC 273. So you can't deliver a expired food to your customer. So accuracy matters a lot here. And with automation, it gives you the accurate items. It allows you to pick with multiple checks. That is another need, a driving factor. And then the demand for the real-time inventory and visibility and safe storage for high-value items. If you will see some warehouses where how they are managing their high value items. They make a cage, different cage they are making. They are putting security guards in front of those guys and a lot of manual work they are doing just to secure the high value items. With the automation, these definitely will get eliminated. And last but not least, the urban warehousing and space optimization. You know, the space, how expensive it is in Delhi NCR nowadays. So space is very expensive. So vertical storage is the next thing which is going on in all these warehouses to maximize the throughput per square feet. That is another thing which will come through the automation only.
Absolutely. Very well said. I mean, you touched upon throughput, which is efficiency, speed, and accuracy. And what is driving also is the e-commerce or this quick delivery vendors, which is actually the volume is rising day by day, and there's a rapid growth on in such organizations serving the consumers. Dharmendra ji, you interact with different stakeholders within this sector of warehousing as well as material handling. Would you share what are the key drivers for warehouse automation?
Yeah, of course. So, if I see at a broader, perspective, if you see today's India's, GDP. So currently, our, logistics and warehousing cost, if we put together, that is in the range of 13 to 14% of the entire GDP of the country. So suppose if you want to become, we want to increase our positioning in the global front, right? We have to become a competitive, right? So we need, if we want to become competitive, we need to reduce the logistics cost, right? So government has made a very ambitious target to take it to 8 to 9%, right? And this is a very aggressive target government has set. By 2030, we have to bring it down to 9% at least, right? So that is why you can see a lot of things are happening on the infrastructure front, technological front. You can see fast track implementation and all those things, policy reforms, joining multiple ministries, so that we can achieve the common goal of competitiveness, right? So very well explained by Anil, the challenges we have and how automation can help, right? So we are more talking about the automation. So here automation is going to play a very a crucial role to bring it down, and government is also promoting it. And like on the private enterprise side, like Anil mentioned, all the big corporates, big organizations, they are working on the innovation, how to reduce the overall cost, right? And of course with the help of the technology. So we are very well placed in terms of the technology to help out our partners, our customers together to solve the broader purpose of the country. So we are highly committed in terms of what we are going to come with the solutions in
Yeah,
collaboration. Yeah.
Dharmendra ji, yeah, you ended with a very, very interesting uh, topic, which is actually a cue to my next question to both Yogesh ji and Rajesh ji about uh, adoption of technology. How this, and even not only adoption of technology, but how can warehouses actually plan their automation systems that can grow and adapt to the situation, changing situation over time, including adoption of technology.
Thank you, Manish. If you talk about automation, automation is not about something like go to the market and purchasing tools or technology and just to implement them. It's about designing a system basically that learns and grows and evolves with your business. So how your business is growing, that's what we have to look into. Maybe the person or the company who is at the initial stage or who is at very advanced stage. So they have their own way to move forward. If you talk about effective warehouse automation planning, so that requires some future readiness approach also. Where we are we looking for at the very initial stage, or we are looking for some robotics, or we are talking about IoTs, or we are at very initial stage, we don't have any, all the systems are manual and all. So that is something we have to look into what the plan we have to do. Maybe we can define some short-term, mid-term, and long-term automation objectives, and we have to basically plan a regular assessment too. It is not that one time we decided and let's go and forward. Basically, we need a regular assessment to adjust our roadmap as the business evolves. We should have that continuous improvement on that roadmaps also, because the time and the technology is moving fast. So we have to take the pace of that also. So have to build that system that can be expanded or reconfigured without replacing my entire infrastructure or system. So that kinds of things we have to look into whenever we are planning for any automation in warehouse industry.
That you said flexibility and uh, keep expansion plans in mind. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah, Rajesh ji.
Yeah, so my view in terms of automation is in line to what that Yogesh ji and other people have said out here. But just wanted to add another bit to it. See, when we talked about a warehouse, earlier warehouse used to be B2C for a large manufacturing units, for consumer durable, or for a product base. Now those paradigm is completely shifting. Now the warehouse is also for something as simple as daily eateries, or something as like medicines, right? Or is something like apparels, a lot of things have changing. So now when we talk about in terms of automation, specifically in terms of material handling, there are three aspects which one needs to be taken care of in terms of planning. So one is obviously a cost. Cost is going to be a major factor in, because in today's dynamic world, like if we are talking about even spending a 1 rupee, unless and until it has a return of 1.5 or 2, whether tangent or tangent, doesn't make sense, because those days are gone by where IT was being driven by a project saying that I have implemented ERP, I have implemented CRM. But now the thing is, like, what is the output? Because that is the talk of the board also, right? So now one is related to the in terms of cost, second is process efficiency, and third is interconnectivity. Now let's step back and realize, why do we actually even call for a automation for the warehousing industry? For the warehousing industry, for any goods, the baseline is a batch of the product. In case if you wanted to ensure the quality of the product, if you wanted to ensure the expiry of the product, or even if you want to ensure the shelf life of product, the batch is a paramount, right? So, and any manufacturing unit may have a PM, which is a packaging material, and raw material. The source of them would be from multiple locations, and tracking to that minutest level when it has been manufactured, because one FG can be raw or packaging material for another item. It's B2B sort of scenario. So that is a one aspect. Second is as aspect is related to the finished goods. Maybe you may have one of the best sales and distribution channel. You may have one of the best, in terms of what do you call a retail outlet where you can go ahead and sell it. But end of the day, in case if the items are not being sold, it's a dead stock, and any dead stock in terms of FG is a loss of revenue. Even though you may have a product, then what organization may do? They will recall the stock and they will try to go ahead with something called the combo, right? So there's a lot of thing which happens which helps to sell the product. And in entire tangent, what is paramount is in terms of efficiency, in terms of process, in terms of automation. For an example, an organization who has very good WMS system in place, but still manual interventions in terms of taking a stock from restricted stock from unrestricted stock, would still go ahead and have it, because once that there is a defect comes into a batch, when you do a backtrack, it is highly difficult. The another concept which most of the warehouse manage is something called the part pallet concept. Like, you may have a pallet, but you wanted to keep multiple items into a same pallet. For a human to pick up the right thing efficiently, I'm not saying it's not going to be a possibilities, but it is something erroneous. It can happen. So, and also, like one gentleman has clearly said, the volume. The volume is like in today's world, everyone is saying that I need the item within 10 minutes, or I wanted to have item in next day. The item is coming from across the globe, from a different places. How you are managing the supply chain, how you are feeding the information, how you are trying to correlate it, how are you trying to say, like, juggle around in terms of costing of the item, because the cost which you have today may be different tomorrow. People may say that you might have put a margin and you reduced it, but there's another way by which they are trying to clear the stock. So only automation can help you to do that. And automation is no more a choice. That is the essence. Like, as we say that we are running a function, similarly, automation is also going to be a bread and butter, because the data is getting captured from multiple locations across different part. Like, if you're trying to do a what if analysis, suppose you're ordering for an item and suddenly you realize that the item can be easily procured by third party near to your factory rather than getting it imported, you still go ahead and have it. Unless until you have an automation, you may not be able to do it. And what are the option of automation? There's a physical automations in terms of robot, cobot, so on and so forth. Warehouse automation system. There's a software which can talk about in terms of do it. Then there's a IIoT and a lot of things which can clubly, if you see, that is what it is going to give you a final output. That's what my take would be.
Absolutely, yeah. Well said. Actually, automation has these elements of hardware, software, integrated systems. The next question, and before that, may I also request audience to post their questions in the Q&A box. Also, just to remind those who stay till the end, uh, there is a lucky draw contest and you stand to win exciting prizes. So please post your questions as well in the Q&A box. I'll come to Anilji and followed by Dharmendra on. We heard about the throughput, the efficiency, the speed, the accuracy. Downtime of any warehouse operation is highly expensive and highly uh, undesired. What are the common reasons for downtime in automated warehouses, and how can it be reduced, Anilji?
Yeah, so Manishji, when we talk about the automation, definitely now, as Krishnamurthy sir told, this is the right time, and right now this is not the choice for anyone. You have to adopt automation. Definitely, every automation will have the software or hardware. And when we say software or hardware, definitely there will be some issues over the period of time. And if you are able to manage this perfectly, definitely you can reduce your downtime. So I would say the first downtime starts with the say equipment failure. You are using robot conveyors, sorters, shuttles, many things. So those equipments can be wear out over the period of time. The components can be wear out, or with the poor maintenance, these are getting wear out. So the simple solution for that is the preventive and the predictive maintenance. So as on date, or I would say 1 year back, most of the companies were talking about the preventive maintenance, but now the this era is the predictive maintenance. Every company is like, if I talk about the Falcon, so we are working on each and every component. Like if there is a belt, after how many months this belt is going to fail. If you have that time and you already clock it, so there will be alarm like 6 months. So there will be alarm before 6 months that you have to change it. So now it's your system that you are changing. Even going beyond that, you cannot allow your system to run if it is reaching near to 6 months. That's the another level of the predictive maintenance. So using the IoT sensors or the analytics to detect the early signs of the wear and failure, that is the need of the hour. And any company who is looking for the automation, they should ask the OEM like if you have these things available or not. And then the digital maintenance schedules, definitely with the alerts and the history. Now the things go on like with the checklist, you are doing the maintenance schedules. So these things are also getting digitalized over the period of time. Next can be the network and the connectivity issues. So we have seen many warehouses where they are getting day in day out issues with the network connectivity. And how this happens, like if you have a big warehouses of 5 lakh square feet and you are allowing one vendor to work in one particular area, another vendor is working in another particular area, another vendor working in another particular area, everyone have their own network. And over the period of times, the conflict starts if you are not going to manage it at the first time. So if the customer is going for the automation, they should conduct the RF surveys to eliminate these dead zones if they are available, or the interconnected issues. They should use the redundant access points. They should use the VLAN segmentations at the initial stage only. System should not be very dependent on the Wi-Fi networks. The companies are coming like, even I would say again, the Falcon, their ASR system is not so fully dependent on the Wi-Fi network. Even if the Wi-Fi network is not available, it will work for some time and then it will give you the alarms. So these redundancies we have to create in our system. Then definitely there can be some glitches in the WMS, WCS systems. So you should have the redundancy. If your API mismatch happens between the systems, you can create like redundancy in terms of giving a manual Excel sheet. Up, you will just upload the Excel sheet and you will get your the material. So that type of redundancies the very simple redundancies can be created. The hot standby servers you can install. So generally, when we are going for an automation, we are looking for the cost, and sometimes we forget about these redundancy because little bit there is increase in the cost, but these redundancies will definitely give you relief and will reduce your downtime. Then definitely the power failures, the generally it doesn't happen, but there are some facilities, customers where these power failure fluctuations can lead your data loss. And when you will have the more automation in your warehouse, definitely you have to be equipped with all these UPS facility within your warehouse, at least for the critical areas, provide the UPS. Then going for the OSS, on-site support is definitely will give you the relief for the automation, automated warehouse, and having the spare parts availability at your site, maintaining small kits that can really help you. Even if you talk about a big warehouse where a big sorter is being created, so one can say like, how can I create the redundancy for a sorter? Definitely, you can have the manual bypass lanes. You can have the emergency failure operations. You can create your system in zone systems. You can decentralize your systems. So you don't need to create another sortation system with the original one. You can create with these things. And definitely these can help you to reduce your downtime.
Yeah, yeah, very comprehensively answered and very well said about creating redundancies. And the second point you mentioned, which was using the system of uh, the technology for preventive maintenance rather than predictive. And technology is so evolving, digital technology, that we are also moving towards the prescriptive maintenance. I would love to have inputs from Dharmendraji on this topic of how to reduce the downtime in warehouses.
So of course, very well, explained by Anil regarding the, to prevent how downtime can be prevented, and no one like the downtime, right? It has a cascading impact into entire value chain, or I would say the supply chain solution system end to end. So in just to add whatever he's mentioned, he's really explained very well. So crux of that is you should have a really real time data. You can have all the layers on top of that, but the basic fundamental or the basic block is the data. And he rightly mentioned other elements which are also affecting the downtime, like power. So if you have data of power, in fact, a lot of things are moving towards the energy storage as well. So data of the battery, real time, and and then once you have the data, you need to ensure the latency part of it. How uh, in the minimum time you are getting that, so that you have a right prediction very well in advance, so that you can take a release something prescriptive. So in terms of data, I would say very crucial part is to detect the anomaly. So anomaly re- detection, and then its resolution. Until unless you have detection, you cannot resolve it, right? Many a times you have seen in life, right? Solution is very easy, right? But detection is very tough. You really need to troubleshoot where is the fault, right? If you have real time data, you can really solve this problem. And then, like, we are talking about a large landscape here, so interoperability is also a challenge, right? Many companies comes up with different protocols, and different, I would say, might be if I talk about connectivity, there is also various protocols, various form factors, and policies driven, frequencies, or so many other things. And then the provisioning of those pointers, and then basis of that you can do the contextualization, and to build top layers of the analytics. And like in warehouse, it is very also important, like Yogesh ji also mentioned and Rajesh ji mentioned, right? You have to have entire value chain. Like, you should also update your customers, as well as you should also update your suppliers or your manufacturer, to maintain the very tight, or highly in sync supply chain, right? So for that, layered approach could be really helpful. And then you also need to make a robust plan how you can avoid any kind of network disruptions. So we have those kind of solutions, and we perfectly fit with our in Belden Horizon platform. And then the platform which can manage all multiple kind of protocols on single layer, and you can get a data on a single format to integrate with the application layers, might be with the SAP or some solution or the analytics, built on the cloud, all those things could be, really delivered. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dharmendra. Very well said. I would come to, there are some very interesting questions in the chat box, but I'll pick up those after this question. And I would request Yogesh ji and Rajesh to take this question about uh, automation or warehouse automation or warehouse 4.0. This is the journey, and uh, it's not a destination, as they say. Like a smart warehouse is a journey. So, what are the some of the small early steps companies can take? And mainly, I'm coming to because we all everybody almost mentioned about the uh, return or the cost and the return on those investments done. So, what are those small steps can be taken in the automation journey by warehouses and show quick results? If you could uh, highlight some of the early small steps in the journey.
Yeah, thank you, Nijay, for the question. So, what I suggest is basically not to automate everything at once. So, maybe we can focus on to start something hybrid if we are new to this new automation we are going to start, and let humans and machines work together on that. Maybe we can, if we are not very new, we can have designed some dashboards for KPIs which gives immediate results, and we can also target the tasks that simply but labor intensive and frequent. Like if we are is very new to the system, then we can have like start with scanners, mobile device to picking, receiving, inventory control. A very basic is like the digital bin control for the inventory control we have. Warehouse it's very difficult to have there because we have the manual controls are there, bin cards are there. Now we have like a digital bin card. Just on your mobile, you can get scan QR and just get it what there where it is. And also, if you are using the old legacy system or spreadsheet, then you can consider scalable warehouse management system. Which can be in the cloud, which gives without much capex investment. You can start with, and you can start some use pilot projects to test the concepts in one zone. Say the one area, if you look into that one part at the big part, or you want to at the shipment area, or you are from uh, material to that person, how you are looking for, what is your main pain area, we can start with that. And definitely cloud-based warehouse management system, basically that can support multiple warehouse without any upfront capital expenditures. So these are very basic early steps that can do if they are new to the automation journey, any of the company. If they are in the advanced level, then as we discussed earlier and explained by others also, how we can have different things we can put in place. It can be robotics, IoT, that all is the next step we can take forward.
Yeah, Rajesh ji?
If you really wanted to start on this automation journey, first and foremost is what is required is to have a self-awareness in terms of your current ecosystem. You are, basically what you need to do is you need to do a SWOT analysis, because unless and until you do a SWOT analysis, you don't know exactly what is your threat, what are the opportunity, and what are that area which requires to be improvement. See, in today's world, most of the time, what happens is we always go by word of mouth. When I say word of mouth, everyone is talking about Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is a history now. It's now we are talking about Industry 5.0, right? So, and everyone is chasing that bandwagon, saying that I also wanted to automate, I also wanted to digitalize, I also wanted to do digital transformation. But end of the day, what matters is the revenue. One thing everyone needs to understand is whatever activity is being taken, why we are taking, and what is the output. The major benefit which automation give you is reducing a wastage. When I say reducing a wastage, it can be a reducing a wastage in terms of non-productive activities. It can be related to repetitive in nature. It can be, cutting down on the time for data available for making a decision, and also to enable you to have more GTM sort of strategy. So these are certain areas where one needs to be focused upon, and whatever activity is one is trying to do, it needs to be done in a very, very baby step, saying that it needs to be done in a very agile mode. Do it, see the result, and take the next step, rather than taking the entire thing as a trunky project and say why it works or it doesn't work. Because in automation, the very important factor what remains is in terms of scalability and also the process. Unless and until process is structured and the systems are scalable, you may not be able to go for the next level. Because now when we talk about in terms of automating a warehouse or automating a shop floor or manufacturing system or warehouse system, still we are relying on some legacy system which has its own challenges related to protocol, related to firmware, related to support, related to maintenance. Lot of things are there. Unless and until you understand the baseline where you are and what needs to be done as a first step, you cannot reach to the final output. So my suggestion would be, take a small step, divide that entire activity into multiple projects. And one very important thing is, get the right partner, because one person may not know everything, but you should know where to go to get the problem solved and what needs to be done to stitch multiple aspect of the technology. Because when you talk about in terms of automation, as I said, that it is a combination of lot of things. You may require to have help from your HR, your factory team, your logistic team, your application vendor, your infosec team, your hardware team, so on and so forth. So it is a well thought of process, rather than just jumping saying that yes, I need to go about it. You need to understand where are you, whether you have some legacy system which may create a problem. If yes, then what is a workaround, and define a solution according to that. Don't go by a solution what is already available in the market or which is a buzzword. That would be my single advice to anyone who would like to get into this journey.
Uh, Thank you so much, Rajeshji. There are some very interesting questions, and I'll take one question from Vivek, and which talks about for a brownfield warehouse, okay, for a unit which is already there, how to handle these new automation systems when where there is a space constraint. Who would like to take this question, please?
So, okay, I can take it up.
Yeah.
So now when you talk about any automation, see, there are two ways. So the automation of a warehouse always will have a space constraint, because when you talk about a warehouse, then obviously you need to do entire material management in given confined space. Now, there's a two way by which it can be automated. One, use the space more effectively, right? Second, automate certain processes. When I say automate certain processes, I mean like in terms of if you are talking about racks and bin concept, right? Now, is it a way by which you can club two different material together in an efficient way to, store it and dispense it? Second is in terms of heights, because now if you talk about warehouses, maybe you may have a confined space, but the height can be increased. So you can have a taller bin and rack, and you can effectively manage with the robots or bots or whatever you call it, which can help you to automate the things in a proper way and integrate it with whatever system you have, like whether it's a WMS system or ERP system, so that end of the day what matters is you are working on the confined area.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rajesh. You answered it well. There is one question from Yuvraj, and these days, no meeting or no webinar or seminar or a conference is complete without discussing about AI.
Yeah.
So so thanks, Yuvraj, for asking this question. So the question is very interesting, and it says, how can AI be applied in the field of logistics and warehouse automation? Can anyone can take this, and we can have multiple answers to this question.
So again, I would love to take this. So now
Yeah.
when you talk about a decision, what is required to take a decision? The data.
Data.
Right data and getting a right information on the timely manner is what enable you to take a decision. And AI is nothing but it will help you to take a decision not only in terms of reactive, but also in terms of proactive. Like for an example, a large manufacturing unit, if they wanted to produce some goods, so it can also tell you saying that what needs to be done or what needs to be produced or what segment with the help of AI. Similarly, when you talk about in terms of warehouse automation also, so you depend upon that inflow and outflow. the management can be done in a much better way. Like there can be application which can tell you saying that in terms of, for an example, if you talk about in terms of food industry, right? And if there's a match going on, then there's a chance that during that match, the order would be high, which means that that level of, inflow and outflow to from the, warehouse would be high. So all this is the data, and the data comes from a multiple aspect. Like, it can be unstructured data, it can be data which is available. It's not always required that your activity needs to be depending upon what you're selling. It can also depend upon how the, outer world is behaving on that. So AI is going to definitely play a vital data in terms AI and ML both.
Both AI and ML. Yeah, when there is a data available, that data-driven decision making using algorithms can actually enhance the results for the users. Absolutely. Anyone has any additional comment on AI?
Yeah, I'll just give a very small comment. In fact, Anil was given very one point about the downtime, equipment failures.
Yes.
Okay. And now moving from preventive maintenance to predictive maintenance. Now this predictive maintenance, that is AI ML, what can help you in any predictive maintenance of the equipment. So that can save a lot. So that is one of a very good use case in warehouse.
So
Yes, Dharmendra.
I can also add to it, right? Whenever you purchase, some machinery or some equipment, it comes with, some predefined warranty, right? But always there is a MTBF and so many other things. So very much in sync with the point made by, Rajesh ji, and then of course, then Yogesh ji added the point. So you also need to ensure how you can optimize it. Suppose the warranty is 5 year, but you are planning that you can further extend this, equipment. If it is, very well made and the quality is still intact, why you are going to replace in just after the 5th year, right? So might be you can also expect some, longer life. So here the value comes of the data, right? The real-time data, and then basis of that AI is built, might be the vibrations, temperature, and other parameters of that, machine or motor or those things. So that really defines the value. So it also play a very crucial role when you just make the ROI to justify or the management. Okay, with this investment, I may, extend the life of this machine at least by 1 year. So you are saving the cost of, that capex, right? So this is how the value is, coming up with the AI. 100%, this is the base for that.
Yeah. There are a couple of questions on communication protocol as well as low-cost robotics. We will take it offline. We will connect you with the speakers. There is a specific question being asked to Anil ji. So perhaps we can take it offline. With this, we have time for one more question, which is an interesting question, which we want to actually pick brains of everybody on the panel, is how can companies protect, because we are talking about data connectivity, how can companies protect their smart warehouses from cybersecurity threats, and what are the best practices for that? We'll start with Yogesh ji, Rajesh, and if Anil and the Dharmendra ji want to add to this, this will be my last question. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Manish. I think cyber security is not just a we have to do one-time setup, just an online process we have. So smart warehouses are physically connected system. We have WMS, or we have robotics, or we have IoT. So if one device is compromised, it can be a means gateway to entire operation. My entire operation can be down. So first thing we can do is to separate our business IT system from other network. For that, can use network segments like VLANs to isolate our critical systems. That's going to be WMS, robotics, IoT, or whatever devices we are using to have that. Other things, the basic things we can do is we should have backup and recovery plan, and we should strengthen our the access control system, either with the MFA, or in fact we should adopt for zero trust principles. And one important is about the security audits. You can do regularly internal, external, that depending on what kind of ecosystem you have that. And one of the most important, what most of the company I feel is not considered is employee training. if you look into the data, there are more than 90% incidents basically are happening due to human errors. So that is most important. You have to give training to the employees, whoever it is, who is working or connecting your networks. They have to be. Specifically, if you are looking for smart warehouse, where many humans are working together and designing the system, working on that or operating that. Like if it's very simple, is a phishing awareness. I think the group means the percentage of phishing has been increased so highly the last couple of years, especially post-COVID timings and all, when more our systems, people come the system. So that kinds of trainings we can be taken care of. Device handling, especially mobile, Wi-Fi connected scanners and tablets. So we have to give training to them, like safe product practices. Very basic training if we give that, that can reduce it much more in specifically to cybersecurity beside all the networks we have. And second, and the other side is if an incident happens, so what our plan is for that? Do we have the backup? And we must have some incident response procedures also in place. If anything goes wrong, how we can go back to our business in normal, how much time, just time we can come back. That is a lot we should be taken care of also.
Yeah, well said, Yogesh. Rajesh, your views on this very topic which is very close to your heart.
So now when you talk about a cybersecurity is no more an option for anyone. Like even if you talk about in terms of as an individual or professional or even to that corporate, everyone is coming under the gamut. Now, when you talk about in terms of warehouse and all this manufacturing sectors or all this operational part, it is a bit tricky because still the cybersecurity is not got so evolved like it has happened with the IT. In IT, you have a lot of parameter, securities, a lot of things which you can protect. There's a different way to manage. But OT by define, OT when I say it's a operational technology, when I say IoT, by design or define itself, it is something which has been created long back and people are still using it. Someone would have come and he have installed it with the same, credential and things are working. The moment you try to change any credential, the whole system collapse. That's a major problem what most of the organization is facing currently. And now when you talk about integrated sort of scenario with the IT and OT, and I completely agree with Yogesh when he said that you need to define a clear cut roadmap and isolation of that network segmentation. So the IT and OT need to be defined in a different segmentation, but yes, somewhere it also needs to have a convergence. However, there are certain threat like if I talk about in terms of OT specifically, botnet attacks, credential breach, or very widely, possibilities are very high because everyone knows the password. Someone would have come and installed, but the same username and password is still been getting used. People might say, oh, fine, I have air gap system where my OT device doesn't talk to internet. So I'm 100% protected. But it's absolutely myth. Even though you may have an air gap system, even though systems are not integrated in a way to talk to internet, still there is a human element which comes and operates it. That's a weakest link. So maybe you may need to look upon in terms of either zero trust, authentication process, firmware upgrade, ensuring that OT patches are being updated in a defined manner. And OT data also needs to be monitored the way that the IT data is being monitored from an angle of either EDR, XDR, SOC, or threat perspective. All those comes as part of it. So the end of the day, what matters is like, you need to take care of all those. And one very important thing which has come is related to AI. When we talk about AI, everyone is trying to use AI is a positive way, but the AI is also getting used from a threat actor. So any such scenario also needs to be envisaged, and we should not live in a mess because someone says that, oh, fine, my system is not connected, it's isolated, so I'm protected. But is it really protected? Is someone is verifying? Is the authentication mechanism is verified in a proper way? Is ACLs have been put in place? Something which one needs to take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anilji, do you have anything to add on this?
Yeah, so I will put an example here, like if there is a fire in the forest, like how they are saving the complete forest. They intentionally put fire at some distant area just to segment, just to create this segment so that the fire does not expand from there. So the same way, the network segmentation is first and most important thing that we should go for through the VLANs, VPNs. So whatever we can isolate, we should do that. Second, when we are going for any of the automation, we should go for the security assessment. Pen test is one of those assessment. We should go for that. So any OEM who is providing the automation, they have to uh, do the assessment. So this is one of the tests. There can be other as well. That is another important. And third one, I would emphasize on the trainings to the people. Definitely, as Yogesh ji mentioned, it's really true. Most of the time, it happens through the human errors. So everyone knows this. We don't have to do, but with the regular trainings, with the regular say the introducing or with the more emphasizing on the same thing, that can help us to stop this thing.
Excellent, excellent. So there is a time limit, of course, and we are short of time. But what I will do is there's a good news for the audience. So first, I will announce the names of the lucky draw winners, and then in 2 minutes, I would request Dharmendra to just summarize the interaction before I propose a vote of thanks. So please to announce the winners of the lucky draw contest. Vivek Chowdhury from Gulf Oil, Satyaswarup Bigala from Unbox Robotics. We have Anubhav Kaushik from Grey Orange, Venu Baba Parasa from Daifuku Intralogistics, and Amol Devre from Vipropari. I congratulate all the winners, and let us have, before Dharmendra summarizes the discussion, let us have a group photo of all five of us. Mayur, if you would like to come on video, then we can have you also as a part of the picture. Yeah. Yeah. So let me also take a screenshot. Just give me a second. Yes. So now we request Dharmendra ji to summarize the discussions so far, and then I'll propose a vote of thanks.
Yeah, of course. So thank you, Manish ji, and I really very glad to being part of this discussion where we discussed all the major aspects of the automation in the warehouse or the logistics, in the logistics space. So just quickly, I just want to summarize the things like how we can start step by step as being agreed, that is justified and can create the value in the system, is to how you can start from the breaking the islands initially, wherever the silos, the systems are working in the silos. You can start with one side, then you have multiple sites, right? Then you can have multi-site connectivity and their monitoring, as well as you also want remote access in real time, and that too in a secure manner. So those kind of solution has to be delivered, and those should be scalable in a very smooth manner, I would say. So there are a lot of protocols you need to plan very cautiously, and as panelists have mentioned that you should choose partner very carefully so that he can be with you for in the entire digitization journey which you are planning, right? Considering the challenges and the rapid growth which we talked about, the high potential market is there in India for the same, and it is more and more about the collaborations, right? Any company cannot build all kind of solutions in house, right? They have to have trusted partners, join hands and solve the problems that can really solve the problems of the problem which or the challenge the nation is facing today. So these are my thought process, and I would be very happy to welcome the panelist or the audience. If you want to reach out to Belden, we have office at various locations in India: Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, right? So we have factories also in India. We are making making India products, and of course we are highly committed towards our partners, our customers, with the best in class products and solutions. So our we can engage, and of course we can create the solutioning that can really solve the purpose, right?
Yeah.
So we are driven by the purpose jointly. Yeah.
And you also have the customer experience center in Bangalore, right?
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is a CIC center. It is made
Yeah.
for our customers, for our partners to build the solution and do the simulation, do the trials in the lab, and then of course at the site, and of course launching the pilot, the things we discussed in a holistic manner, so that we can have horizontal integration, vertical integration, like the senior panelist talked about the journeys they have taken in various organizations so far.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Dharmendra ji. And thanks again to the panelists, and thanks to the audience for staying back in large numbers. And congratulations to the lucky draw winners. And I sincerely thank all the panelists, Yogesh ji, Anil ji, Rajesh ji, Dharmendra, Mayur, for wonderful presentation. Thanks to Belden team for their support in organizing such knowledge sharing sessions. On the screen, you see a QR code, and it will not go to my Google Pay account. So you can safely scan this. It goes to our LinkedIn page, and ProMFG Media LinkedIn page is very active, where we share the insights from such sessions, and also have news, views, as well as the interactions with industry thought leaders being posted there. So please follow us on LinkedIn. Again, congratulations to the lucky draw winners. You will soon get a good news in your mailbox. So please keep a check. Thank everyone, and wish everyone a great evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.